Today's video will be mostly for upper back, shoulders, back, spine, psoas, and hopefully this will help with some of all that sitting and laying down that we're doing through this social isolation. So we'll start, as always, on the back, doing a slow and gentle warm-up so we can kind of see how our bodies are feeling today and preparing for our standing. I'm going to be using 2 pillows. If you don't have a bolster, just use the 2 pillows. I'm going to use the 2 pillows so you can see that it actually still works even though you don't have a bolster. And maybe if you'd like to have a beach towel or blanket for your head. So let's go ahead and, also wall space. We're going to be using the wall today instead of just regular old standing. We're going to be using our wall as reference. So let's go ahead and roll on down to the floor, making sure your head's comfortable. So if you have a slightly rounded upper back, it may be good to fold that blanket one time. I'm adjusting the blanket for my spine. And then we'll grab hold of these 2 pillows and slide them underneath. So we want to make sure that the pillows aren't way up underneath the underneath the waistline. We want to have the waistline a little bit free. So the edges of the pillows are really just below your natural waist. So we have some space here. Feet are on the ground, shoulders are on the ground, head is on the ground. And just inviting yourself to start to let go a little bit around your waistline. Maybe think about buttocks releasing tailbone to help lessen some of the tension in the lower back. And just letting yourself kind of hang out here, literally letting the spine kind of hang. If you've been sitting a lot, the lower back has been maybe a little bit stretched, but at the same time having to contract to hold the upper body. So right now we're just asking the lower back to stretch without having really any other job to do, but let go. After you've been here a few moments, you may need to adjust your shoulders or the pillows. Just inviting that lower back to just kind of pull. And after you've been here for a few moments, we're going to turn our attention to breathing. We're going to invite the chest to be a little bit still when we breathe in. So most of the movement when we breathe is below the ribs, in the soft part of our bodies, above the hard pelvis and these little more malleable ribs. And just letting yourself feel your belly rise or expand when you breathe in. And it just naturally drops down when you feel that urge to exhale. Ribs are pretty still, chest is very still. Then we're going to expand that inhalation into belly and then expanding it into the sideways. So belly first, then sideways. And then just letting the breath move out of the body, very passively. Then again, breathing in belly, sideways, and then passively leaving. So you're welcome to do this as many times as you need to start to find that you can breathe belly and then sideways. It takes a little bit of time to discover that you can actually do that. And then moving from belly, side waist, and into the back waist. And then exhale. So slowly the exhalation is getting a little longer. Breathing belly, side waist, back waist. And making sure exhaling all of it's complete. So now it's a little less passive, a little more active on that exhalation, feeling the belly, back muscles contract to squeeze the air out, and then belly, side waist, back waist. And then exhale, feel everything close in like you're making a tighter and tighter belt around your waist. And again, breathing in belly, side waist, back waist. Exhaling, closing everything, and at this time, at the bottom of that exhale, we'll pause for a moment, feeling that contraction. And then belly, side waist, back waist, pause, all that expansion around the waist. And exhale, nice and long, squeezing everything out. And then just return to a neutral, comfortable breath. If you need to readjust anything, go ahead. We'll draw just the right knee in, give it a little squeeze, and then releasing it to the floor. And then left side, drawing left knee in, give it a little squeeze. Just noticing what's going on in your lower back, pelvis area. And then drawing both knees in, pulling them down, and then a little half release, and exhaling again, pulling the knees in. Inhales, a little half release. We'll do that a bunch of times here. Just inviting that lower back to release, letting it know we're not giving it the job of having to hold the upper body up. It just gets to stretch. No other job. And then maybe the next time the knees come in, we'll hold. And then releasing both feet to the floor. Adjust the blanket, bolster, or pillows if you need to. And we'll go ahead and draw on both feet up. Take both feet up to the ceiling, maybe wiggle them around, draw the knees in, open them wide apart. Close and back together. Again, feet up a little bit further apart. If you've done a few videos with me, you may know where this is going. So the knees open apart, inhale, exhale, feet up on the inhale, a little wider. Exhale, drawing into the chest. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, legs up even wider, maybe the widest you can go. Bringing them back together again. Knees open apart, we'll hold. Close back together again, feet up, out and apart. Hands are there to help support and hold, pushing through the heels, pulling toes towards you, feeling some pull on the inner thigh. And we'll close the knees back together again. Give a little squeeze of the knees to the chest. Breathe into the back. And we'll release both feet to the floor. Readjust anything that needs to be readjusted. And this time we'll let the right knee pull in as the left knee slides down the mat. So the hips are a little bit higher than the heel now, so we need to be careful lower back. If you feel anything in the lower back, just let the knee bend. Imagine you're trying to push something away with that left heel as you draw the right knee in towards you, starting to get a really pretty good psoas stretch here, all the hip flexors getting pulled and stretched. Again, very passive. We'll take that right foot up to the ceiling, a little point and flex here, still waking up the hamstring. And then go ahead and pull the knee in. This time we're going to aim the kneecap for the outside of the right shoulder. So the knee's pulling in and slightly outward as the left heel continues to press down the mat. Breathe here, waist, especially that left side body. Continue pushing through the left heel. And then letting that right knee come a little more centered. Left knee comes up to join. Give a little pull in. And we'll release both feet to the floor. Again, take the time to adjust. And then left knee pulls in as right leg goes down the mat, pushing something imaginary away from you with the heel as the left knee pulls in. Noticing there may be a big difference between the right side and the left side, how this movement settles in your hips and in your pelvis. It may tell you a lot about the way you're sitting, maybe one leg more crossed, or you have a tendency to sit on one foot. And then we'll go ahead and take that left foot up to the ceiling, a little point and flex, tapping into the hamstring gently. Right heel is still pushing down the mat. Take care of your lower back, and then we'll bend the knee kneecap points more towards the outside of the left shoulder. Keep that back of the right pelvis grounded, pushing through the heel. Lots of stretching here. Keep pushing, keep breathing. Right ribs, right waist. And then closing the knee back in, drawing both the knees back in, a little pull. And releasing feet to floor. I'm going to give my legs some support on the way down. A little lift of the pelvis. So we've got some energy coming back into the back of the buttocks and thighs. Just taking those pillows and pushing them out to the side. And slowly rolling down. You want to feel the vertebrae just below the shoulder blades. Then the next one. Then the neck. Keep breathing. Then the next one, the vertebrae just above your waist, the vertebrae at the waist, just below the waist, and then finally into the pelvis. Let yourself take a breath. Arms open to a T. Just giving yourself a hug. Right hand grabs the left shoulder, noticing what arm is on top. And then we'll open all the way back out again, backs of the hands to the floor. And then opposite arm comes around on top and grabbing the shoulder. And releasing. Snow angeling your arms all the way down, palms to the floor, snuggle shoulder blades down the body. And taking right arm bent, elbow. As the arm comes over, turning left ear to the floor, big breath into right ribs. Exhaling everything back to start position. And then left side, left elbow soft, right ear, breathing left ribs. And exhale everything back to start. We'll do that a couple times each side, no rush. Inhale, big breath into the right ribs. Exhaling to start position. Inhale, left arm, soft elbow, ear to floor. Back to start position. You're welcome to do that 3, 4, as much as you want. But we'll go ahead and move now into both arms coming overhead. Backs of the hands. Elbows are soft here, so we're not reaching, just soft elbows. A couple of good breaths into the points of the ribs. As you exhale, feel if you can draw the ribs down into your body. Inhale, breathe, make them really stretch and swell. Exhale, pull the ribs down into the body. Inhale. You may even feel a little arching in the lower back. Exhale, a little flattening in the lower back. And then the next time you find yourself moving into the inhale, interlace your fingers, turn the palms outward. Press the arms away. Towards your ears, palms are being pressed away. Go ahead and let your legs slide down the mat, finding a full body extension here. And then releasing, snow angeling the arms back. I'm going to pull the right heel up towards you, grab that ankle so my right foot isn't up against the buttocks. It's way out to the side. Shoulder blades back into the ground. And then left hand is going to gently just pull the left ear towards the left shoulder, giving yourself a little stretch through the right side of your neck. Unlock the jaw. Just going to breathe into this whole space right here. Point of the right shoulder, cross the top of the shoulder, trapezius up into the side of the neck, maybe as up, as close into the ear as you could feel. This is a gentle pull, so we're not yanking the head sideways. It's just a little offline. Unlocking the jaw. Using your left hand to gently, slowly press the head back into alignment. Release your ankle. Both feet to the floor. We'll draw the knees in. Pulling your forehead towards your knees. And then releasing. Left foot out to the side, hand holds. Right arm comes over, just taking your head a little offline. Unlocking the jaw, breathing into that space, left side of the neck, down the top of the shoulder, to the very point of that left shoulder. Very important here to unlock the jaw. This is a gentle, easy stretch, no pulling, no yanking. And then using your right hand to press the head back into alignment, release your left foot. Draw the knees in, forehead to knees. And then releasing feet to ground. And let yourself take a breath. Rolling over onto your side, we'll come up just a little bit. Shoulder, elbow underneath your shoulder first. And then coming all the way up. We'll just be here for a moment, but if you have sensitive knees, please take the time to pull that blanket underneath your knees. We're just going to hold tabletop here for a moment. Nice and steady, feeling energy in the back of the neck. Think of lifting into the back of the neck a little bit. Pressing into the palms of the hands and all the fingers too. Into the tops of your feet, shoelaces down. One more breath. And then taking elbows to floor, and then seat bones to heels. Child's pose. Letting the head drop. We're looking to breathe into the back. So as you breathe in, imagine you can breathe in through the back of the neck, down in between the shoulder blades, down through the middle, upper back, down to the tailbone. And as you exhale, start squeezing up the front of the body, up through the lower belly, ribs pull in, exhaling through the nose, inhale through the back of the neck, down the back body, around the tailbone, exhaling up the front body. One more time. Feel that back body expand with the breath, exhaling up the front. And as you breathe in, we'll come back up into tabletop. So let's go ahead and just curl the toes, walk your hands back towards your heels, slowly making your way towards standing. We're letting the feet come underneath, maybe a little hand to elbow just to stretch the lower back. Slowly climbing up onto your thighs, coming up about halfway. And then all the way up to standing. Letting your right arm come up and overhead. Just get a little bit of a side bend here. Maybe turn the palm to the ceiling and back, and then coming all the way up. And again, left arm reaches up, little side bend. Turn the palm to the ceiling, back down, and then coming back up. So let's go ahead and find our way to the wall. We're going to start with the right hand against the wall, right elbow. So we have a straight line coming up out of the forearm, middle finger, elbow. And our shoulder is in line with the elbow rather than having it behind us or too much in front. Chest isn't turned to the wall, chest is turned straight ahead. We're at a 90 degree. If we were to draw a straight line here, we'd have a 90-degree turn here. And then we'll take a step back with the left foot. So we're just adjusting into a warrior one position so that the right elbow is on the wall, in line with the shoulder. It's not way up high. It's in line with the shoulder. Take your time to settle in. Straight line up through the middle finger. Full circle of the palm is on the wall. Chest is forward. Belly button is forward. Left front of the pelvis is also forward, so we're not in this diagonal line here. Really turning that front of that left pelvis forward. Keeping the body upright and letting the left arm reach around. Without turning the chest to the wall, we're going to reach all the way around as you exhale. Inhale is a big breath open. Exhale, reaching, chest stays forward. This is just in the shoulder, in the ribs. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze it across. Notice I'm not turning my knee. Inhale one more time. And this time as you exhale, bringing that hand around. See if you can bring all the fingertips. Thumb 2, chest is still forward. Outside that left heel is on the ground. Open all the way back up again. Reach back with that left shoulder. And then we'll go ahead and release and come out. Turning your back to the wall. Nice wide stance. Left toes will turn out. Right toes slightly in, just to help relieve the hip. We're going to work our way down into warrior. So you're just letting your feet separate as much as is comfortable for you. We're looking for the outside of the left knee to aim towards the wall. The right buttocks or back of the right pelvis is also aiming towards the wall. So we're not going to do this whack-a-mole thing where the knee goes in and out. We're trying to open up the book equally on both sides, right down the middle. I'm looking for a plumb line here. So a lot of times in Warrior 2, we'll see this. If I were to drop a plumb line down the chest, it would be on the left side of the pubic bone. I want to keep that plumb line right down the center of the pubic bone. Opening the arms to a T. Keeping the back of the right shoulder, right pelvis is aiming for the wall, and then left hand can just rest. We're going to slide the back of the right arm up and over as you lean sideways. You can either rest on the forearm or reach down the thigh. Back of the hand, back of the shoulder is on the wall. Turn your pinky finger to the wall, thumb turns into the room, and then we turn the back of the hand to the wall again, and go ahead and come up and take the stress off that left knee. Straighten out. We'll find warrior again, plumb line, right arm over, back of the hand stays, right shoulder stays, pinky turns to the wall, turning back, and all the way up again. Breathe. We'll do this one more time. Coming all the way down. Arm slides up, back of the right shoulder, back of the right pelvis. Turn pinky side to the wall, thumb in. We're going to hold and breathe. Outside of that right foot, squeezing down into the sole of that right foot. And then we'll go ahead and come all the way back up. Release your shoulder, turn your toes in, and we'll walk our feet together. So just turning, I'm going to turn my back side to you. Letting your knees bend, the palms of the hands are going to come to the small of your back or pelvis. I'm going to sit down into a little bit of a chair pose, keeping the heels grounded. As you breathe in, pull the shoulders together, shoulder blades, elbows. Turn the sternum towards the ceiling. Exhale, just kind of right the spine again. And then again, inhale. Exhale, just to neutral. One more time. Inhale. And this time we'll hold for an extra breath. And release. And then we'll come and do that sequence to the opposite side. So this time left foot is forward, right foot is back. Elbow is on the wall, forearm is on the wall, palm of the hand is on the wall. Coming straight out of that shoulder. So just wiggle yourself back until you're in that warrior 1 position. Right hip is also forward, belly button, sternum. So we're not rotated to the side. Pull that right hip around. Nice straight and flat across the front of the pelvis. Elbows on the wall, palm is on the wall. We'll go ahead and make sure the outside of the right heel is anchored, right arm opens. And without coming into a twist, it's just in the shoulder, and you may feel this in the ribs as the thumb fingertips come to the wall. Inhale, open up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Don't let that left knee open to the side. Inhale. And exhale, bringing the hand around, fingertips, thumb, chest staying forward, left ribs are moving forward. Breathe, right heel is on the floor, and open up. And we'll go ahead and release. And then bringing the back to the wall again. Warrior two in this direction. Left toe slightly in, right knee bends. Wiggle your feet as much as you want to open up, to settle down into warrior. Back of the right knee aims for the wall. Back of the left pelvis aims for the wall. We're not leaning over, straight plumb line. Right hand can rest on the forearm, can rest. Back of the left hand out against the wall. And sliding the back hand, back of that left shoulder, back of the left pelvis. Turn onto the pinky side. Back of the hand, up we go. You may find one shoulder is very different than the other. Straighten that right leg. And again, inhale, over we go. Pinky side. And back. This is definitely my less flexible side. Coming all the way down. You may want to do that 3-4 times. And this time we'll hold. Pinky side to the wall, back of that left shoulder to the wall. Back of the left pelvis to the wall. Check to see if the right knee sliding inward. Hold it open. We'll release, coming all the way back up. Turn the toes, wiggle back together again. And we'll do the hands to the back. A little bend in the knee. Elbows pull together. Inhale, lift through the chest. For those of you who have a lot of flexibility, you may even get your hands together and do this pose from here. We're coming back to neutral. Inhale. Exhale. Just be careful not to send that chin up too high. And the last time, pulling the shoulder blades and elbows together. We'll stay there and hold and breathe. And release. Whew. So we're going to come back onto the mat, or if you don't have a mat, doesn't matter. But we're looking for about 2.5 feet apart, your feet, toes slightly turned outward. And letting your hands slide down. We're going to kind of stick our butts out a little bit on the way down. So I'm not coming into a rounded back. Nice flat back, a little bit of natural arch in the spine till I can find my forearms on my thighs. I'm just going to interlace my hands here. Nice and flat back if you can. Then I'm going to begin to push into my forearms are going to push into my thighs, forearms or elbows, as I send the crown of my head forward. Pushing into my forearms, letting go of the muscles in my back. Pushing. Crown of the head forward, elbows pressed, looking for a little traction in the back. Big deep breaths into the lower back. Slowly release the pressure on your forearms. And walk your feet back together a little bit. We'll just do that hand to elbow hang. And then finding your way back down into table. We'll just be here for a moment. Again, always protect your knees. You're going to find neutral table and not do a thing. Just pressing palms of the hands, knuckles into the floor, crown of the head forward. Looking for a good strong back here, belly button slightly pulled in or up. I think of the belly button pulling up rather than in. Tops of the hands on the ground, just feeling neutral. We'll go ahead and bring forearms down to the floor. Palms of the hands are together, so we're not interlacing the fingers or making fists. Palms are gentle, fingers are gentle against each other. And just letting your head tuck in, chin is going to tuck in. Take a few breaths here, pushing your forearms into the floor, really stretching and spreading apart the shoulder blades.
keeping the elbows on the ground. Go ahead and let yourself sink back into your child's pose. Rising back up into that tabletop on the elbows, walking the elbows maybe 2 inches forward. Not letting the elbows move at all. Palms are soft. Let's take the seat bones back towards the heels. You may not make it to the heels. Let the elbows stay grounded, glued to the floor. Couple of good deep breaths into the back, the side ribs. Coming back up, one more time, we'll walk the elbows just a few inches forward. And once again, letting yourself go back as far as you feel you can. Letting the chest sink towards the floor, palms are gently pressed together. Tops of the feet are grounded so you're on your shin bones rather than on the kneecaps. And coming back forward, finding your way back into simple table. And we'll find our way onto our backs. Sitting on your bottom first, and then making a slow roll down to your forearms. Fingertips pointed towards your toes. Legs down the mat. Pressing shoulder blades down towards your back waist, inviting the ribs to lift. Eyes can stay on toes, ceiling, or depending on how your neck feels, you can look behind you. Go ahead and look forward again. We're going to use our feet to kind of pull us maybe 2 or 3 inches down without letting the elbow shift, and doing that again. Lifting up through the chest, a little more stretch, pull on the shoulders. Lifting the chest upward. The chin tucks back to the chest. Go ahead and let yourself slide up, and we'll roll down to the floor. As soon as you get there, making sure your blankets underneath your head, feet are comfortable to the ground. And then drawing knees to chest. As you exhale, inhale, feet to ceiling, arms overhead, soft knee. So this is the general closing for most of our practice. Just allowing ourselves to slowly release some of the energy that we've built up. Soft knee, soft elbow. This is inhale. Even the ankles are relaxed now. Palms of the hands are relaxed. Exhale. Inhale. And last time we'll exhale. This time we'll make it even smaller movement. Knees move away. And exhale the knees back towards you. Couple more times. Inhale. Exhale, knees in. Next time your knees in or in, just get a little rock from side to side. As my knees move right, I'm letting my head move a little to the left. Just easy, back and forth. Don't go fast because you'll get dizzy. So just nice and slow. Next time you're in the middle, a little extra squeeze in the knees in, and then slowly releasing feet to floor. Letting the knees open a little bit apart, and that easy swaying from side to side. One knee drops, and then the other knee drops. Again, you can let your gaze turn in the opposite direction. Releasing your feet, letting them slowly walk out, looking for our Shavasana. Again, you can bring a bolster underneath your knees or those pillows. You can let your legs just rest on the ground, Arms alongside your body, making sure clothing is comfortable. And with this progressive muscle relaxation, maybe starting today up and around the head, inviting the muscles of the face to let down, the jaw, the tongue to release the roof of the mouth. And just inviting this to release all the way down through the shoulders, the arms, the hands. And then when you get to the torso, let's just visit that breath again, in which you breathe belly, waist, back. And a long, slow exhale, just a couple times, maybe 2, 3 times. And then when you're finished with that third time, just let yourself drift back into neutral, comfortable breath. Go back up to the head, just do a gentle scan again, making sure everything's released down to that waistline. And then keep on going down through the legs, the feet and toes. I want to rest here 6 to 10 minutes, and if you fall asleep, that's